like everything is in good order. Alright, so welcome to Montreal, Quebec, Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And you know where I qualified? Pole position, first place. Alright, let's go ahead and do 18 laps around the legendary circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Now, I've been to this track before. It's a really nice circuit, but my dad and I only got general admission, so we didn't really have any great place to sit. But to be honest, really, up in Canada, they're really passionate about Formula One. I mean, Montreal's a nice city.
We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. It's one of the fastest races of the season here at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 60% of this 2.7-mile circuit taken at full throttle. There are 14 corners to navigate, the very last of which has its very own infamous history and could be the cause of a safety car today. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
From the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn one. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Bird lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Norris, Ricciardo, Gasly, Leclerc, and Carlos Sainz, Delatraz, Russell, Yuki Tsunoda, and Vettel, Stroll, Ocon, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Guan Yu Zhou, Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Ticktum, and Nikita Mazepin. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Yeah, I'll go with this strategy. Just want to put a slightly lighter fuel load into the car. Alright. Got the pole here in Canada. See if I can hang on to that and turn it into a win. It's lights out and away we go in Canada. And obviously a Mercedes or a Red Bull has to run into the back of me. Pfft, typical. Bunch of morons. I know the drivers in real life are not morons. I know that for sure. It's the AI in this. It's the AI in this stupid game. You think by now EA and CodeMasters would have learned their freaking lesson, but you know that they didn't. And I know I had to be aggressive with blocking there, but the problem is that the AI are still freaking... The AI are just so freaking... The AI are just so stupid in this game. You know what I mean? I'm just so tired of them being morons. So I'm going to have to restart this race because I didn't want to have to be aggressive with the blocking there, but... The AI are just so stupid in this game. It drives me crazy. And yet, I know EA and CodeMasters aren't going to do anything to fix it. Because they're so lazy. Just like it is with a lot of the third-party developers. And I knew somebody was going to run right into the back of me. And then a safety car just has to, virtual safety car has to come out. Of course. Alright, where the... Okay, I can't exceed the delta pace. Just keeping an eye on that pace. But geez, the AI are so dumb in this game. Yeah, I gotta slow down. I'm going too fast.
Slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Yeah, I gotta look for the safety car. Alright, where's that? Okay, where the heck is the I gotta look for the safety car. Oh, there it is. There we go. Found it.
Approaching the safety car. You're leading, so don't pass it. Stay behind the safety car. Okay, the safety car is coming in this lap. We'll be pacing the field in Sector 3. Make sure to respect the delta until the safety car is in the pit lane. Okay, clear.
Whoops, and Hamilton goes off the road trying to pass me, but he ends up costing himself. Dang car. Car just had to lose the grip. Jeez. And I knew this thing wouldn't stop in time. And as the tires are cold after the safety car.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Copy.
Hate it when the car does that. Car just snaps around on you and it's like you just can't control it, you know? Of course, the battery's got to recharge itself.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
I have to defend like crazy if I'm going to hold off Sergio. like the car just bottoms out really badly over that bump. So, and I hate having to constantly use the replay, but it's just that oftentimes when I go over that bump, the car just vibrates so badly, you know.
Push now. We're boxing this lap. Louis is coming in for his stop.
Slow down just in time. That's good.
Go, go, go.
Oh, that was terrible, guys. That was a horrible stop.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
That was a horrendous pit stop. Way too slow. Still got the lead, though, which is good.
Hamilton has just put up the fastest lap of the race so far. increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. We have 2 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. Gap to teammate behind is 23.2 seconds.
Victory!
Fantastic. You've won the Grand Prix.
They take the checkered flag then here in Canada in what has been another fabulous Grand Prix. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
A show-stopping performance from the three drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Some amazing talents out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Difficult call, but I'd like to say Esteban Ocon. He's just so gifted at getting the most out of his tyres, and he showed that today.
Let's move on to the constructors. Red Bull pulled further ahead in the standings. Meanwhile, good work from the owner-drivers team this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, finally
That
a
was an
win.
exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours.
Although,
Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they?
yeah.
You're beating all expectations. Would you say we all underestimated you? How do you think this team will be feeling after that result? Your battle got a bit heated, didn't it?
Yeah.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Yeah, it's just again, the AI are really not that smart in this game, you know? But yeah, Sir Lewis is my rival as I picked him. But yeah, Van Wall name hasn't won a Grand Prix since 1958. The Van Wall name. But yeah, but I'm just happy to get
The team's
finally
income
get a
is looking
win.
very robust right now. It's time for you to have a think about our profit margin and what areas of the operation might benefit from that money.
Definitely want to do, let's see. Yeah, definitely want to do race simulations and chassis equipment upgrade. I know that, and I'll do the supplier HQ tour so you get all positive aspects. And then I think I get a trophy. The win in Canada. Yeah. But yeah, the French Grand Prix is another high-speed circuit. And of course, I gotta save up the money in order to pay Louis his contract money. Alright. So yeah. Go ahead and advance the time. That'll help him out a lot. Alright. Cool. So I think after this Grand Prix, after this race, I should have those final upgrades to the durability. Alright. So in the next episode, it'll be the French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard Le Castellet circuit in France. It's an old school track that's been kind of butchered. Because the circuit used to be surrounded by desert, by sand. And they modded it to make it into a test track. But either way, next race, Paul Ricard. So I'll see you guys in France. Bye!